back here with this chair here. Right. So let's see what I'm talking about when I say, we'll get to that. We ain't getting to that. How the, you know, you can clean out the chair. Clean and nice, clean, nice and clean kind of thing. You know? Right? When you use the water and you wash it out, it takes out all the old, before we proceed to tap it out and stick it out and, you know, do whatever little repairs we have to do on it. Right? So you see this clean, nice and clean kind of thing. Right? And as we hear, what I want to do is give a little information. Yes, you know, past and present is about information. You know, this small workshop in the Caribbean here who, you know, lots of people find a lot of faults at how my methods is how I do things and stuff like that. But the idea is for artists to learn, right? So, right. Now this is what you would have called a fiber cushion. You know, it was a, if you look at it, right? So I could pull it out so people could get a better view, you know. It's fiber, right? This was have been around before I was around, so you know it's still here. It would have been those hard cushion, you know, sit down by granny when you go. Right? This is fiber. Now this was made from the coconut shell, right? You see inside here, so of the coconut shell. If you look, right, you know they peel it out. Alrighty. So you see that as the shell down on the inside here. Just pull them out like this, right? And then what they would do is they would strip them up, you know, open them up like this, you know, open it out. Remember, this is the oldest workshop in the looking workshop who's giving you this information here. People, please stop looking at the petty issues in the videos, you know. You could send me a truckload of board and some, you know, some more tools and, you know, paint and all this kind of thing. If not, it's not really helping. But I know a lot of people understand what we're saying here. So you know, you pull it out, right? You know, and you take out and you open it all out, pack it together, you know. You pull it out and you, as much coconut shells as you could get, and you compress them and you clean them out, and what you would eventually end up with is something like this, right? Now this was inside. This could be inside here for over how much? More than 40, 50 years, you know, because this, you know, because you know how long they stopped doing this in Trinidad here. This is a time thing, right? So you know, that's how it would have been. You take that now, then push them down inside, and then they sew it up, right? And what they would have done, then you just zip it up, right? And then you have the cushion that would have been. And they used to use this on mattress and all this kind of those hard mattresses you would have a long time. This is something, some information that you get, so you could have made these things with coconut shells, right? You know, as we hear, you know, and well, you know, these people, some people just find I should do this and I should do that, and all ideas are welcome. But advice without help is like medicine after you're dead. So, you know, I would really like to see more of you, you know, in the community, because that's what this is about. And if I am the only small workshop up here giving these information, I know I now give you the information how to make a fiber cushion. And some people just can only see little things like, you know, holes in the floor and how I, you know. But I'm the only person here that is giving this information for the world small workshop so we can function, right? So, and some of you I'm seeing you for the first time, you know. So. And I have a following of some young fellas, and I have some messages from people that, you know, they learn something out of it. Because, as I say, this is not a language arts class, you know, it's not an integrated. It is a way that, you know, because lots of people who have small workshops, the reality is they're like mine, you know. I mean, it's what they get here, you know, all the tools will look the same, and because it's what you can afford, right? So, you know, it would be nice to see other workshops, you know, put up something. To date, I'm the only one, you know, and I'm funding myself. I'm taking my time off what I'm, you know, from what I'm doing to show youths certain things, certain skills, certain proportions, certain furniture that you have here that you would not You wouldn't even see it, right? And I'm taking the time off and I'm telling you, right? For me to put these things up here, and you know, it's a lot of time, right? To document some of these things. It's a lot of time, and most people who, they wouldn't, say how it's supposed to be, and if they had the ability like me to create that kind of furniture, these one of a kind and restore antique furniture and stuff like that. A few of them is going to take some time off of the job, to come up here and put a little information so that other use can function, right? And this is what I'm trying to do here. So some of the people with the ideas, how I'm not supposed to dance, or I'm not supposed to do this, or I'm not supposed to do that. Your comments are welcome. But what I would need to see is some form of, give me an idea how it's supposed to go. That's what I say, give me an idea. People send a chocolate up, bought to fix the workshop and some paint and a good, nice, fancy camera and somebody to stand and hold it. That would be nice. But at the end of the day, until, this is how this workshop is going to stay, because learning woodwork coming up from right here in Trinidad, they didn't have nobody showing nothing. You understand? Thanks to a few people who was in antiques who took time off to show you certain things and expose to the antiques. That's how I know of furniture is in Trinidad. And I'm all either a woman and go here and I ain't seeing nobody with nothing. So when somebody trying to do something, a lot of you people, I know it's ideas that in your head is based on what you see other shops doing, but can you learn? We portrayed on the internet as dancing people and whining people, you forget. So if I'm dancing and I'm whining up here, and somebody could still understand, because if I didn't put up this video how to make a fiber cushion, nobody would deem that it was important as part of the history of Trinidad and Tobago. So don't find the little faults. I know of all the little faults. I can see it. I look at the same things that you look at, but I just want to be different, because if you look at other people, other workshops in other parts of the world, when you see at the end of the day, in restoring the Morris chair, you see, once you can get all the paint off like this, based on the method that I'm showing you, and it's clean and nice, I think I'm making some sense. Yeah. But if I had this nice workshop that doesn't really give you, and I don't say anything, I have to speak. You understand? I have to speak, because how some of you don't understand? Because you have a bed and a chair and you can't build it. And beds and chairs are plenty money. Sometimes the reality is that some of the beds that are sold in Trinidad, you have to work for 2 months and 3 months to buy it. Because I tell you, their beds sell for $20,000 in Trinidad. That's reality. Yeah. So stop highlighting those little problems, please. And stop using my page to come and song. I know your concerns and it's based on the ideas of somebody else that you saw, but but I have to address it, because if you write a comment, sometimes the idea that you have about how things should function, you get nowhere to put it, because it ain't no forum about woodwork or nothing about woodwork, nothing. And if I didn't come here, you know what I mean? So, love it a little bit now, just let it run and let the artists, people from the art form, and remember I tell you I doing art woodwork from here onward forward, right? I just leaving this information for these fellas. I usually want to use the chainsaw and create all them things like, them kind of different things, different, that's what I want to do now. So I ain't really coming back into this. But if I don't leave this information, I ain't see nobody leaving it, Think about it. Type in woodwork in the Caribbean. Type in woodwork anywhere in the Caribbean and see if you see anything comes up, right? I tell you again over and over, I keep saying these things over and over. So, loud the page a little bit now. Right? Nice. People about people strangers. You don't even have an idea for themselves, but once you have one, they're all up in it, trying to see how it's supposed to go.